stay filling. One brotherhood, one ship. Stay bearded, stay filling. It's BV, it's BV, BV, it's BV, yeah. It's BV, it's BV, BV, it's BV, BV, it's BV.
It's BV and Jellified, Jimmy Beam and Bly, reaching highest where we reach, yo, it's highest to the stars. Beats in the villain Jeep, vibrating other cars. Whose world is this? Yo, we say the world is ours. So we grow beards, no fear, photos so clear. Take another shot, so to speak, yeah, more beer. BV worldwide, put a fist to the sky. Cheers, cheers, New Year's, dope rhyme, good vibes. My crew speaks power, Chi-Town bleeds power. Knowledge, wisdom, and truth in the final hour. Respect, loyalty, family, charity speaks power. Bearded Village brotherhood speaks honor. Forwards and onwards, stay villain to the end. I will never shave again because my beard is not a trend. I represent excellence, leadership, and never follow. I'm a BBC member, yo, lieutenant of Chicago.
One brotherhood, one ship. Stay bearded, stay filling. One brotherhood, one ship. Stay bearded, stay filling. It's BV, it's BV, BV, it's BV, it's BV, it's BV, it's BV, it's BV.
Yo, all I see.
Hello and welcome one and all to the Heart of a Villain, the podcast and live stream devoted to the Bearded Villains Worldwide Brotherhood and the lives they're changing all over the world. Guys, happy Friday night. It is December the 4th. I've lost track. This year has gone by so crazily slow at some points, and then at other points it goes by so crazy fast. So happy Friday night, guys. We are into December. This is our first one of December. This is episode 60. Thank you so much, everybody that's taken some time out to watch us live here on YouTube. And then also thank you so much, everybody that gets in there and downloads the audio form in your favorite podcast platform. Greatly appreciate that so much. I can't say thank you enough. I always say it a lot, and I feel like I'm not saying thank you enough. So, guys, it is December 4th, first episode of the month of December. We're rounding out 2020. Finally, let's get this year the hell out of here, right? I mean, we need to do what we can. But we know that things aren't going to change right away as soon as the calendar flips. But we need to be safe. We need to be smart. And as we'll find out tonight, we need to be silky. That's right. We need to be silky. Let's bring that in. We need to be silky. That's right. Yeah. So we're going to find out a little bit about that tonight. Guys, episode 60, we're going to be speaking with the bearded Kraken and Frankie from the Bearded Villains Nova. Yes. Yes, sir. I've been waiting to talk to them for a bit, and so the timing just worked out perfectly for this. And I can't say enough about these guys, about the way they run things, and truly an inspirational story. For those of you who don't know, we're going to cover that in just a second, involving Kraken. I can't imagine by now nobody does that nobody wouldn't already know. But yeah. So I'm also going to acknowledge a few other chapters that I've recently found out about. One of the things that I've always tried to do is to incorporate a portion of the podcast each week devoted to congratulating other chapters that are doing some really cool things out there, even if they're not coming on as a specific podcast guest per se for the week. So if they're here doing really good works out in the community, doing some really cool things, I want to make a point. I've always tried to. Some chapters don't really share their stuff, and I've kind of gotten on some people about that in the past. I've said, hey, we need to be sharing what we're doing, because it's not a matter of bragging. It's a matter of helping to show others what Bearded Villains are about, but also it gives other chapters kind of a gleam or maybe an idea. It helps them realize, hey, we could maybe do something like this. If somebody's struggling, if there's a chapter out there struggling to try and figure out what they can possibly do, those kind of images, the videos, the photos of what you guys are doing out there really helps. So I'm going to make an effort over the coming weeks to make a better effort to be more consistent about that. I've always tried to do that, but tonight you'll see I took it up a little bit. I took it up a little notch with some of our overlays that you're going to see here. Those of you who are watching live will take advantage of that. Everybody else that's watching on or listening on the live stream, listening on the podcast platforms won't so much be able to take advantage of that unless you watch over on YouTube later. But I'm going to try and do this as a regular thing every time I see chapters that are sharing their information, sharing the different charity deeds that they do and the different ways that they interact with the public. So that will definitely be coming up. Real quick, I want to chime in and say hello to the many, many people who are here to see the Bearded Kraken and Frankie. Rob is always in the house. I love it when the guys over in the UK hang out with us on a Friday night because it is early morning over there, and I greatly appreciate it. Jay, of course, and where Jay is, you know the other half. Sharice is in the house as well, I saw. But Jay, thanks so much for being here again, as always. Pero, hey, buddy, how you doing? The Crack Attack is in the house as well. He is here. I think this is his first time being able to find some time and watch live. He wants to find out if I butchered that interview with him or not. If I did some craziness with it, but I didn't. Andy is here. He says, "Let's go." We weren't even into the main part of the podcast yet. He's saying, "Let's go." He wants it. That's right. Gator, of course, is in the house. We can't get by without Gator. Always there. Always bringing some good words for people. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, guys. So, thank you so much for the first timers. Now, if you have not before, if you're watching live on the live stream, or if you're watching on a replay on YouTube, check over in your little box over there and make sure that you are subscribed to this channel. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel because then you're going to get those little alerts every time something comes up. So get over there and like and subscribe. This will hopefully give you a clue. Hey, boom, there you go. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that little bell thingy so that you're notified whenever I go live on this channel or also when we put out other videos. And those videos will be coming in the coming months to promote everything that is Bearded Villains and talk about some of the really cool things that we're doing. So I will be sharing some of that stuff, but I want you guys to be aware of that. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Hit that thumbs up too. Give us a thumbs up because that stupid little calibration and that mathematical formula and everything that is YouTube loves to see those thumbs up so that it shares our little videos, but we love it. So guys, just want to do that, but I'm going to start off real quick with an apology. Not so much, but a little bit of an apology. Last week, I had what I deemed the shortest podcast ever. And I know that there are some people that really look forward to the podcast to listen to on a daily walk, a daily run. Shout out to Mr. Clechy over there in England. He loves to, he listens to the podcast on a run weekly. And so, those of you who look forward to it and make it a kind of a ritualistic thing where you listen once a week to the podcast, we're probably a little taken back by the fact that the podcast was only like 15 minutes last week. And I did that for a couple reasons, but one of the sad reasons is I just needed to take a step back for a minute. Busy, grueling weeks, and I didn't want to come on here with no energy at all or anything like that. And so I just did a little bit of a blurb podcast, and I'm out. Shortest podcast ever, as I call it. Shortest podcast episode. And so hopefully that won't happen very often. First one in 60 episodes where I needed to just kind of go, I'm going to step back for a second. But yeah, so I'm not apologizing, but I'm apologizing. So those of you who were looking forward to that last week and only got 15 minutes, I apologize, but not. So it was needed. And sometimes you just want to give you a little bit of a break, little bit of a break. Okay. So let's warm some hands up here. Let's see where we're going to go because I want to bring in this. breaking news. Breaking news. It's not so much breaking news, but I like that cool little overlay for those of you that are watching live. Get a little kick out of that, and that's fun for me too. Makes me feel like I'm bringing some news to you. And in some ways, this is some news. I want to share some of the stuff that our other chapters are doing that I've been able to pick out of Instagram. These aren't things that guys are sharing with me, although I'd love to see that. I'd love to see more of that. And if I have missed anybody that has any chapter that has done something in the last week or two, I do apologize. Excuse me. I do apologize for that. I try to keep on top of this stuff, but as you can well imagine, that the algorithm that is Instagram feeds stuff to you in such a way that sometimes you'll miss things. And so that's why I've always told guys, hey, when you get a chance, throw me some pictures, throw me something about what you're doing, and I can share it with everybody so they know what all of our chapters are doing. And it's a really cool thing. So, but hey, we're gonna get into it. Check this out. The Phoenix Bearded Villains, guys. Phoenix Bearded Villains. I know they shared this on their Instagram page, so I wanted to share it as well. They raised $7,000 for Phoenix Children's Hospital with their recent efforts. I think they had a charity event that they had, and so they've just recently raised $7,000. So big shout out to our brothers, and they just delivered this check, the fancy big check that we all love to do. And look at that, socially distanced and being safe. Love it. Phoenix Bearded Villains, $7,000. The Phoenix Children's Hospital over there. So really cool stuff over there. So congratulations to Phoenix. Also, want to share this. Phoenix, the Bearded Villains, North Mississippi. This is our brother Keith. First of all, let me give a quick shout out to everybody who is a frontline worker. Anybody that works in emergency services, anybody that works in any kind of emergency services at all, hospital. It could be, anything of those frontline workers. You guys don't get enough praise. I know that there was a big focus on it once this pandemic first hit, but it's kind of weaned off a little bit. And numbers are spiking around the country. I know here in the States they are. And so it's really important that we give another shout out to you guys, the frontline workers. And we appreciate your efforts for sure. We know that you're taking time away from families with the extra hours that everybody's putting in. So everybody give a quick shout out to those guys. Keep them in your thoughts and prayers as we go through the holiday season. But Phoenix, I just had Phoenix. Bearded Villains, North Mississippi. Very cool stuff because they were able to present boxes of toys to the Children's Hospital. They have a Care Bear room, I guess, at this hospital. And they were able to donate toys for this Children's Hospital. Very, very cool stuff there. And then we go down under to Australia. Bearded Villains NSW. Check this out, guys. They raised $3,657. That's very, very specific. Very cool. I like that they did that way. $3,657 for toys and food for two different charities. So what they did was they split their chapter up. Some went north, some went south to the two different charities and donated the toys and the food. So really, really cool stuff to see. This is the kind of stuff that I want to be able to do. I don't want to just be able to say, hey, quick shout out to these guys. I want to be able to give us a little bit of an imagery here, share some stuff. So this is why it's important for me to be able to get you guys to send me stuff. Make sure please make sure you're sending me stuff. So congratulations to Bearded Villains. And it's still you way down south. I say down south, but down under. Over in Australia. Anyway. Also, coming up, December 12th, shout out to Tampa Bay Bearded Villains. They have the Richard Lamb Toy Drive coming up, December 12th. If you're in the area and you can give a new unwrapped toy, by all means, great. But you can also help out, if possible, to just give donations, and they're going to have cash donations. So Tampa Bay Bearded Villains is also going to be receiving donations. If you have the ability to, a couple bucks here, a couple bucks there, $5, whatever, hit up them on Instagram because you can go directly there. And through the PayPal, you can donate money, and that's going to go to this cause as well. So Tampa Bay Bearded Villains, that's going to be December 12th. So anytime between now and December 12th. So take care of that, guys, as well. So one other thing that I do want to do is give a shout out to, don't forget to do that, though. I want to give a quick shout out to a couple chapters that are doing some merch stuff. When I hear about it, if there's special things going on with merch, because as I say, with Instagram, Facebook, everything else, we see stuff scroll past our stuff all the time. And I know that in line chats, we will share things sometimes, but it's not always easy to find things. So I did find a few things that I wanted to share just because time frames are coming up and deadlines are coming out. Smoky Mountain, Bearded Villains Smoky Mountain, their 3rd anniversary shirt is on pre-order till December 17th. So very cool. And the money's going to a veterans charity. So keep that in mind. Very cool shirt. If you want to hit that thing up, find the Smoky Mountain chapter on Instagram, go through them, grab that thing. Going back down to Australia, Bearded Villains West Australia. They have 2 weeks left in the pre-order for this patch, and this patch looks, this is a dope patch, man. It's their X Factor, very unique X Factor in the realm of BV. So a lot to it here, but their X Factor patch that they have is on pre-order for the last 2 weeks. So hit up Bearded Villains West Australia if you want to grab one of those things that looks pretty bold, pretty badass. Hit that thing up. And then finally, last thing I got for you tonight is Bearded Villains Central England. Now, you know, everybody has seen these patches. They look really cool. They did this horror collection, right, where they did representatives of different horror movies based, you know, on the patches, and how cool that stuff is. But they already released Series 1, or release number 1, or whatever they're going to call it, set number 1. So set number 2 is due to come out. If you haven't heard this, it's coming out December 11th at 8 p.m. GMT. So do the math back. I think from central part of the states, they're 7 or 8 hours ahead of us. So you have to do the math backwards on that. But keep your eyes out. December 11th, it's going to be $25. I'm sorry, 25 pounds, because it's, of course, over the UK, plus shipping. So it rounds out to being about $34 plus shipping for the 3 patches, which three really cool patches that are one-offs. Very cool stuff. So if you've already got set 1 or you want to start collecting these things, there's actually a total of, I think, 4 sets, 4 or 5 sets that are going to do. So very cool stuff. You can collect. If you're a patch collector, do it. 3 p.m. Eastern, Gator says. All right, he's on it. So I did want to share those things with you guys. Like I said, I love to support all of our brothers out there that are doing great things, because a lot of these chapters, they're doing these merch sales to keep things afloat, to find ways to affect other things. It's not a money grab thing. It's supporting their efforts in their local areas to do better for other people. So we need to get out there and definitely support these guys the best we can. And as I've said, from one of our other brothers that said it before me, you know, if we can just help out other chapters $1 or $2 at a time, $3, you know, you might do that and be able to support 5 or 6 chapters a month, and it only comes up to being about $15. But if everybody did that, just imagine the amount of money that could be raised. And it doesn't cost you anything more than buying one patch for one thing, and you're still supporting lots of others. So something to think about, absolutely. Definitely something to think about, guys. All right. So, Bearded Villains Nova. That's right. My guest this week, we're going to kick it into it. My guest this week were Bearded Kraken and Frankie from the Bearded Villains Nova. Now, most of you probably already know that Kraken suffered from a stroke 6 months ago. It seems like it was just around the corner, but 6 whole months have passed. 6 months to the day, yesterday, I believe it was. And what a recovery. But, you know, when that first happened, and knowing that one day I want to be able to talk to him, he was already on my list to talk to, because he's such an inspirational guy and so devoted to BV. And he was always one of those guys that I said I wanted to get on the podcast, but I actually wanted to get him on in person, because I thought that would be really cool, just because everybody that knows him has been around him, just the energy that he has. It would have been a really cool thing to do. So when he had a stroke and he came on and he started showing videos, live videos from the hospital bed, when all he could do was say yeah and thumbs up. You know, I was reminded, and you know I love these inspirational things. I was reminded of this Chinese proverb that says a gem cannot be polished without friction, nor man perfected without trials. And as he continued to share stuff, you know, the inspiration that comes out of the guy from his actions, you know, I was also reminded, as I said, I love these quotes. Mahatma Gandhi, strength does not come from physical capacity. It comes from an indomitable will. And indomitable will is absolutely what he has. So 6 months, really cool stuff has happened in the last 6 months, great recovery. And so I got Frankie on, captain and co-captain for Bearded Villains Nova, to talk about what their chapter's up to, what they stand for, really cool stuff. We talk a little bit about Kraken's recovery, and then we talk about Jingle Beards. Jingle Beards is a beard competition. We're going to talk about it a little bit during the interview. We're going to talk about it after the interview a little bit too, because there's some deadlines approaching, and you don't want to miss this stuff because it's a really cool event that they decided to do to keep up with from last year. Even under COVID, they said we're going to do it. So I'm going to play my interview now with our bros from BV Nova, Bearded Kraken and Frankie. My guests this week are two gentlemen from the Bearded Villains Nova. Bearded Villains Nova. They got something cooking this weekend. They've had a rough year, but, well, we all have had a rough year. And these guys are doing something about it, doing something really cool this weekend. I'm going to bring in the Bearded Kraken and Frankie, co-captain and captain of Bearded Villains Nova. Guys, how you doing?
How are you doing?
Good.
Oh,
Silky.
Silky.
As always.
Silky as always, man. This is just so good. I know you have both been on my list to talk to, and you know, it's one of those things where it just kind of works out perfectly that now you have this huge thing coming up that you know, trying to make the best of things, and you found a way. We're going to get into that in just a minute, but I want to take a quick second and since you guys are the captain and co-captain of Nova, what has this year been like? And you guys can kind of trade off. I'll put you on a split screen here. You guys can just talk back and forth. But what has this year been like for you guys? How has it been? I know we've had some personal struggles, but as far as the chapter goes, what's it been like for Nova this year, guys?
Well, you know, we have a saying here that we tell each other here. You know, the Nova train never stops. You know, it keeps going no matter what obstacle comes in front of us. We always find a way to get over that hump and keep it going. You know, so. But yeah, it's been a wild time, but we always find a way to get through.
Yeah, no doubt. I know there was a post. Now this goes back a ways. We're talking January 1st, if we can remember that far back. January 1st of this year, when we were all so hopeful for the year and what 2020 was going to be like. I know that I looked back and there was a post that you guys had on your IG page with it looked like many of the Virginia representatives on there. And it said something to the effect of the Virginia villains have some big things planned. If we take out what 2020 has become, can you give us, and maybe it might be spoiling some future plans that you guys might have, were there some cool things that you guys had planned if the year had gone as planned normally that we kind of missed out on that maybe we can do in the future?
We had a Fuller Funds in Richmond that we would like to do every year, but we didn't do that this year. And thankfully, we had our 3-year, and that turns out to be a hit. We had 73 villains show up to that. It was like 10 chapters, and it was a super meet. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I saw those pictures. That was pretty incredible. Now, where'd you guys go for that?
A brother's house in Orange, Virginia, Bearded American.
Okay. Man, yeah, I saw the pictures start popping up on IG, and I was like, damn, bro's got a good enough backyard and a big deck to hold all those people.
and thankfully, and thankfully, no one got COVID. Everyone was clear. Everyone was good. So
responsibility.
We had over 100 people there, and no one got COVID. So we did things right.
Yeah, you did things better than some have. We've had a few.
guess.
There's been a few gatherings out there that you can't say that for. So that's pretty cool stuff. I would be remiss if I did not just take a quick second, because I know people are going to see that I'm here talking with you guys, and Beardy Kraken. It's been a year. It's been a 6 months for you.
Yeah.
Can you talk for just a second, if you can, while I've got you on here? What was that like, this whole experience for you? I mean, do you even really have much memory of the day that you did have your stroke?
I actually remember the entire thing that happened. Like, if you want me to tell you, I will, but
Yeah, I mean, if you can, because I know there's a bunch of people out there that I've talked to that might be curious about, what this thing has been like for you, and we'll talk for a second about this incredible recovery and some really good monumental marks that you've come across. But if you can, just talk for a second about what that was like, because there's probably some guys that are curious and maybe afraid to ask what that's been like for you.
it was like 2 in the afternoon, or 2 p.m. and I was dumping a trash can, and I was 240 feet out on my jib all the way. And when I raised up on it, something happened. I couldn't feel my right leg, and I let go of the joystick, and I couldn't feel my right arm. So my dad actually called me on the radio at that time, and he asked me if I could work till 5 o'clock. And at that point, I had the stroke, and I didn't know it. So I could only say, yeah, on the radio. I was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And he was like, talk English, mother, and he was like, it was the construction talk. And I was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. So I got up, and I wanted to like walk it off, and I stepped with my left foot, and I was good. And I went to step with my right foot, and I fell on the platform on the outside of my cab.
Oh, geez.
So my dad called my cell phone, and I left it in my car that morning. So he came up, and a guy came up, and they seen that I was like struggling to get up, and my dad called the paramedics, and they lowered me down, and I was breast.
Wow.
That's what happened. I don't remember anything after I got to the hospital. I remember they telling me on Wednesday morning that I had the stroke.
Wow. Well, you have done such a great job, and one of the greatest things, I love the fact of the brotherhood part of this, because you have been so open about your struggles. You've been so open about your recovery since the stroke, and then to see your smiley face back on there on your little videos that you do, your IG lives, different things like that. It's been a breath of fresh air for guys that were curious and really wanted to see some recovery footage, and to hear how your speeches come back, and to see now that you just hit this huge. I mean, it was 6 months this week, right? That it happened
Today.
Okay,
Today.
so 6 months to the day, and
yes, sir.
And you officially were able to do what today?
I could officially drive legally today.
Which is a huge step. It's a huge step.
Oh, yeah.
Independence is something that we, and you can probably vouch for more than anybody right now. Independence, personal independence, is something that we just take for granted.
Right.
And that you don't have to be, and we're so prideful as men anyway, and then you stick a beard on us, and it's even worse.
Right.
And then to have to say that we have to depend on people, in a physical manner, that had to be a rough one for you.
I see the glasses half full always. I try to, at least. And, when I was told that, I would get better, off the top, I was like, I'm going to talk again. I'm going to get this. I don't know if I'll talk like silky as I used to, but I'm going to talk again. And, so if I don't get any better than this, I'm good. But I still have a year to recover. So we're gonna see what I'm like in a year. We're gonna do this in a year from now and see what I'm like.
Dude, I can't wait. I can't wait.
Okay.
I mean, the amazing progress you've made so far is mind blowing to see. And you know, I know you've had so many people that have been watching out for you, so many people praying for you, sending good thoughts. So this will be really fun for people, I think, to see again, and to see your videos. Like I said this morning, you out popping around in the car, and I was like, oh man, don't hit nothing, man. He's driving
No,
around.
I'm
He's
good.
like, that'd be the worst thing.
Yeah, no,
You know,
and
squirrel.
the support that I've gotten from the brotherhood and from friends and family is tremendous. Like it's mind blowing.
Yeah.
It's humble. Seriously, it is.
Yeah. So, I mean, this has every time I think about this year, man, guys, from a chapter perspective, it's been rough. I know that there were some things that you would have probably loved to have been able to do. I know that you said the polar plunge, and
And beard comps in general. Like
Yeah.
we like to do beard
Yeah.
comps. Nova is traveling.
You
They
guys
like to go and beat your bros.
yeah,
Yeah, definitely. It's one of the things we encourage everyone to do is meet your bros. Go to comps, and no matter even if it's a BV comp or not, it's even better showing support to others, showing that BV ain't that bad.
Well, Frankie, I saw you we saw you in Indiana not too long ago.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
I mean,
I
it was
remember.
a beard comp that we had, and it seemed to go fairly well. I mean, the amount of money that was raised was amazing, but
It was remarkable. There was I believe they quadrupled what they made or
yeah,
last year. It was just a great outcome. It was
yeah,
great.
that was incredible. So yeah, and I know I didn't expect to see the bearded Kraken there, but I can't wait. I'm going to see. I know that's not going to be an issue before too long. We're going to be seeing too much of you probably.
Yeah.
Every place we go.
That's it. Nothing will stop now.
No.
Yep.
Now that he's out and about, nothing can stop him now.
You're right.
Well,
I'm a free man.
you guys have this thing that you started called Jingle Beards, and it's very, very. I almost was able to make it last year when you had it, and unfortunately, I wasn't able to make the paying out there. But I was excited when things started to kind of kick up back. About a few months ago, when some events started to be able to happen, and I thought, hey, I know they canceled the East Coast meet out there, but maybe something in December might kick off. And I think that they had a little thing called Jingle Beard. Now, unfortunately, that's going to be unavailable for us to do in person. But your guys are keeping it up, keeping Jingle Beards up. Frankie, can you talk for just a second about what Jingle Beards is and what it's all about, what it's going for?
Yeah. Jingle Beards is it's our it's going to be our annual beard competition, and it all goes towards all the proceeds go towards Toys for Tots, making sure all these kids get what they want and need. Um, it's pretty much last year we did an entry fee, $20 entry fee, or a new toy. Unfortunately, this year we're not able to do that in person, so we're doing it online, a virtual beard comp, uh, Jingle Beards 2.0, and obviously all the proceeds go to Toys for Tots, and it's just we feel like we should still try, even though we can't do it in person, to do something, and any little bit helps.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is a beard comp virtual style. We've seen a few of those around
Virtual
this
style.
year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit to how this is going to run for people that have never seen or been a part of a virtual competition before? Because it's coming up in just a few days. When this podcast, when this airs, it'll be next day. So anybody that is watching this interview will be able to say, hey, I think, because you're not going to shut off registration, are you, before Saturday?
No.
Right. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anybody who's listening to this will be able to say, hey, I'm going to help out the Nova guys. I'm going to help out Toys for Tots. And is it 15, did you say? $15?
15.
So 15 bucks.
And kids are 10. do have a
what?
kids category. So
Oh, how
so
cool.
if anyone's got kids, they want to, yeah. You
Okay.
got kids, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Hmm.
I got kids. So tell me how does this whole thing work?
We have on our Big Cartel. It's bvnova.bigcartel.com. You just go. You'll see where it says Toys for Tots. You select it. You pick your category, and don't forget, put in all information, phone number, email, address, and address is very important because we do. I know some beard competitions do certifications and just print offs off of the printer, but we got actual little medals, so we send out medals to all the winners.
Very
Hopefully
cool.
that'll do some to get some people to join. I mean, not also for the cause, but hey, it's cool to have a little trophy.
Oh, it is. Yeah, and guys will feel
Get a
like
little
at least
something.
they'll have something to take away from it. So
Right. Right.
and hopefully some of those medals will come to the Midwest, not stay out east.
Hey,
Did I?
hey, you got to join. If you
Gotta
got to join,
That's
hey.
right. You got to
Yeah,
join.
yeah.
Got to join to be a
But
part of it. And it's not.
we're
That's not
we're
what
go-
it's about. That's not what it's about. It's about those kids.
Right. It's about them
and we're
kids. It's about those kids.
we're gonna run it on Zoom, so every category will get a chance with the judges on Zoom, and we're gonna live stream it on Twitch too, so everyone can watch it on Zoom on
Yeah.
Twitch too.
Oh, cool. All right. So
Yeah.
you have
Yeah.
a choice if you want to go on Zoom or if you want to go on Twitch, right?
You
Yeah.
no, you
Zoom.
can't
Zoom is for the
is
competitors.
Oh, okay.
right,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
you can you're gonna get the Twitch channel and all that shit, so everyone can get it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
People can watch Twitch. It doesn't cost anything. You can just hop on and you'll find
Perfect.
it there.
Perfect. Okay. So if a competitor is interested, they'll go to the cartel site, your big cartel site, which they can find on your Instagram page.
Yep.
Yes. Yes.
And then and I'll make sure I pop a link in there in the description, and I'll mention that here for everybody also. But what we'll do is then, so when they go there, they fill out everything there, they pay their $15 fee, and then is there a link that's sent out to them later for the Zoom thing? Is that how it's done?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. Make sure everyone puts the correct email so you get it.
Okay. And then so they just need to be ready to go at the time of the thing, and then will they just connect, or will they stay connected during the entire competition?
Yep, they'll be connected. We'll have our sergeant Bear. He'll be doing the whole works. Bringing people in, putting them in the waiting room. This and that. He's got all that under control.
Awesome.
And yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. So it's going to be, did I see it's at 1:00 Eastern this
Yep.
Saturday?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So 1:00 December 5th Eastern time. Everybody else do your own math. I can tell you that it's noon Central time. But when you go out further west than that, you have to do your own math because it gets a little janky out there.
Mhm.
But do the math backwards too. If you're over in the UK, if you're someplace else and you want to, I am inviting people to jump in, even though I know some of those guys out in the UK or in Australia or wherever else have some pretty damn epic beards. And,
Mhm.
but it would be fun to
Yeah,
see.
that's
It would be fun to see them
yeah.
be a part
And
of this.
also, if you can't make it, I know some of we encourage everyone to try. We also do. You want to submit a video. If you can't be there, submit a video. DM us. Hit up our chapter page on IG, and
Awesome.
we'll get you the correct address to send your video in for
Awesome.
entry.
Awesome.
So yeah,
Very cool stuff.
time isn't an issue.
That's awesome. And I love the fact that you're holding something in a situation where guys can, regardless of the circumstance, and like I said, it is the competition's part of the fun of it, but it's a chance to give back to kids in a time
Exactly.
when this year Toys for Tots is going to be a huge need. I think,
Especially with
And
this year and the way it went, I think it's definitely.
well, and this year I seen an interview with the sergeant, all the Toys for Tots, and he said that this year was down this year because their distribution centers is down, the pickup location is down because of the COVID. So this is serious to do because we're donating. The kids at this time they got a certain amount of toys for the kids, and they need a certain amount for the older kids. So this money is going to go to the older kids who needs older kids toys.
Right. That's great. That's awesome.
Yep.
And this
That's what we do every year.
And I think it's cool too because the timing of this works out so well because it's at the beginning of the month. It gives them a chance to do what they need to do with the money.
Right.
You know, so it would be nice to be able to donate gifts as well. But that's going to be kind of a hassle for you guys this year. So now
one more the drop off date for all the toys is December 15th. So if you want to get toys in after this, go to your local Toys for Shots, and it's December 15th.
Okay, great.
Okay.
All right. So
we also have our 3-year anniversary patch. The Villains Day I Do, the big one, the 11.5-inch, I believe. That all the proceeds to that is going for Toys for Tots. So I believe we only have like 20 left. Correct?
Yep.
Something like that.
Yep.
So that also will go
wow.
towards Toys for Tots.
Very cool. I didn't know that. All right.
Yeah.
Well, we always love charity buying patches for kids. That's something you get tangible, but it's also a good cause.
Right.
If it's not to say that just giving to another chapter is not a good cause either way, but still, very cool stuff. So let me ask you this, and it's I didn't ask you this before, but it's just it just popped into my head. On the off chance, because I've been with the podcast here, I've been a big proponent because one of our brothers suggested once upon a time ago. He said, if everybody was able to just donate $1 or $2 to each chapter's charity drive for this, that, or the other, if there was a way that everybody could just do that, and you would be able to donate to 10 or 15 different chapters over the course of the year and still only spend $15, $20. But if everybody did that, imagine the impact that you could get, every time. So I've been kind of pushing that every time somebody has an event, that even if you can't spare, because we'll be honest that maybe $15 is going to be difficult, maybe for some families, given because people have been out of work. So if somebody wants to donate, is there a way that guys could donate $1 or $2 to the Toys for Tots? I mean, to your group fund without paying for the full price ticket.
Right.
Do they have? I mean, we're working on
our PayPal. You can do it on our PayPal.
Okay. So I'll get the details from you on that because I want to make sure that I at least give people that option as well. Because even if that brings in an additional $10 or $15, around from people. So I know we had some success one night from a brother in Australia when I was talking on the podcast, and they were about $15 or $20 short of their projected goal 2 weeks out at the time when I was doing the interview. And then during the podcast, we were able to get them over the hump and then some just from the podcast alone when I was going live. So
awesome.
You never know. So, but we might be able to get some people listening to this thing that say, hey, I can't do the beard comp, but here's $5. So
I'll
make sure I get the link for that and we'll send that to you guys too, for sure. Okay. So, this is coming up. We're at the precipice of Jingle Beards coming up on Saturday. Do you guys have any ideas for what the future holds for Nova right now, or is it just kind of too hard to tell with the ambiguity of COVID and everything?
I mean, some guys are planning on staying in and seeing what it does, and some guys are planning for 2021 like it's any other year. So we're just going to see what happens and what we're allowed to do and go from there.
Yeah. What's it like right now in Virginia as far as lockdowns, and what kind of status are you guys under right now?
It's right now it's bars closed after 10. I'm sure a lot of other states are like that right now, but that's pretty much
I
still
think
wearing
groups,
masks, obviously, but that's
groups, and you can't have a group outside of like 25 right now. So, but
they're Yeah.
Yeah. I know our
But
kids our kids went back to the virtual learning full time, but then supposedly I've heard that as early as maybe next week they're going to go back to half week again. So
yeah, that's what I heard. I don't have kids, so I'm not sure how the schools are going, but that's what I've heard. That's what I've heard. Schools are going back to all virtual. They
yeah,
haven't sent them back to school yet, but
yeah. My
Yeah.
state's always been one of
No,
the ones
no,
that
Noah's
doesn't
home
mind
all
making
day,
mistakes.
so
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, it's
yeah.
cool though.
No, it works. It
I
works.
hang out with him, so
There you go. That's better. That's bad.
I'm
man.
home all day, so it works out.
All right, guys. Well, I wish we had some really, really exciting. What I want to do is I want to check back in with you guys, and maybe just at least even just on IG to find out. I'll be keeping track to find out what your totals are from this week, so we can push that out. And if there's a way, if guys still want to maybe donate after this weekend, if there's a window open between now and when you actually turn in the money or something like that, I'll make sure we communicate that as well, so that we can.
It's gonna be a week later. We're gonna turn in the money the
Okay.
following week.
Okay,
So
great. Awesome.
Yep.
Well, guys, I appreciate you so much for taking some time out. It's great to finally get you both on here. This was perfect
you.
timing for the event, and I'm stoked, man. I'm stoked for what the
Yeah.
future. You guys always kill it. You guys always represent. Oh, for those who may not know, tell us a little bit. I forgot to ask because I know somebody's going to ask me, because there's going to be people that don't know, that haven't been around. Explain it. What's Silky?
Silky is
Can you explain Silky?
it's just a version of you. Like, it's a mentality. Like, everybody can be Silky if they want to. Just gotta have the mental, and just gotta Silky flow all day for show.
Feel yourself, You're feeling yourself. You feeling yourself? You're feeling silky.
It's
Yes, sir.
if you have to ask, you don't know, right? It's one of
Yes,
those.
sir. Nova is the home of the stilt.
It is.
That's what it is.
It is, man. It is. So. All right. So we got Jingle Beards, and you got the rest of your patch sales coming up, and
Yes, sir.
you guys are going to kill it. Can't wait to see you guys before too long here. Hopefully, we're going to turn the calendar year here, flip this thing around, and hopefully, we're just going to pop open our eyes and everything will be different. I don't know.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for kicking some time with me, and best of luck. Keep up the recovery. Watch
Thank you.
Crazy
Thank you
Drivers,
so
because you
much.
won't be the crazy driver. I know that, but somebody else will
Nope.
be. So no drag racing or anything crazy like that yet.
No.
Give yourself at least to get out of the winter, because Virginia winters aren't too far off, I know, from what Indiana winters are. So
That's right.
It's getting cold. It's getting cold right now.
yeah. All right, guys. Take care, man. I
So-
appreciate it.
Thank you so
You too.
much.
Thank you. I
Oh,
appreciate
absolutely,
it, brother.
man. Absolutely. You need anything,
sir.
just reach out. All right. Silky is those guys. Man, I want to just have a sit down chat with those guys, and just chill, just chill by the fire, chill by the campfire. But yeah, we can't, we can't talk forever, but it's such a cool thing. And man, it's cool to see the recovery that Kraken's made. So real quick, I want to give details again for those of you who do not know. I know we've been talking in chat a little bit about this event, and I do want to share some stuff here. So Jingle Beards, it is tomorrow, $15. It is a virtual beard competition with several different categories. Business beard up to 4, full beard natural 4 to 8, full beard natural 8. The typical things, but they also have a freestyle. They also have style mustache. They have a kids area. So very cool stuff. Now, here's the important stuff that you need to know. If you want to be a part of this, you need to be registered by midnight tonight. Midnight tonight, Eastern time. Need to be registered by midnight tonight, Eastern time. So those of you watching live, probably going to be the only ones that are going to be able to grab this unless somebody downloads the podcast in the next hour. But yeah, so make sure you're registered. If you cannot do the actual event live, if you cannot do a Zoom call, it's going to be done on Zoom. If you register online by midnight tonight, pay your $15 at beardedvillainsnova@gmail.com is where you can also send submissions. So you will send your $15 and pay your fee to be a part of it to their Big Cartel site. But if you want to be a part of it and you can't be there, you can still send a 30-second clip, 30-second submission via email to beardedvillainsnova@gmail.com. So you still have to pay the $15. But that gives you two ways. So if you want to be there and take part in the actual Zoom call, they will email you a link to your email when you register for the Zoom call tomorrow. And the email submissions are going to be accepted, though, all the way up until the event starts tomorrow. So you can do your submission tomorrow if you register tonight. But that's just something to keep in mind. And one other thing that I did mention in there, even if you cannot participate in the event, but you still want to donate to the cause, if you still want to donate to their event, so you don't have $15 to donate, but you have $5 that you want to help out with, you can do that. You can donate to them. Just hit up their email, beardedvillainsnova@gmail.com, goes to their PayPal. If you have any questions, hit up one of the guys directly on Instagram. But yeah, very cool stuff. Lots of different ways to help out. Lots of different ways to be a part of the program, and lots of different ways to be a part of it, even if you can't be a part of it physically, or even virtually, is something like that. So definitely something to consider, guys. Keep it in your mind. If you're struggling with it, if you're just not sure, think about it for the next few minutes, and then do it. Get online. Do it by midnight. All right. I also want to talk about one other thing that I want to bring up here for a second. Our brothers, Chesapeake Bay has a patch that they're doing to raise some monies for a Mr. Kraken. Check this thing out. Now, there have been other patches, so I apologize. I mentioned them in the past. I didn't do the little fancy thing like this, but this is the kind of stuff I want to do in the future. So here's the patch. The Crack Attack patch is on pre-order until this Sunday. Very cool patch, and it's available. You hit up the brothers Chesapeake Bay at cbaybv@gmail.com to get your pre-order in. It's $12 US for the Crack Attack patch to help them out. Very cool stuff. Thanks again to Chesapeake Bay for helping out with that. Very cool idea. You guys rock for sure. All right, guys. It's funny. As I'm sitting back, listening to the interviews again and thinking back to things, it's funny because sometimes when we are met with extreme challenges in life, we're often told we can't do something. And it reminded me of a Robert Heinlein quote. It says, "Always listen to experts. They'll tell you what can't be done and why. Then go do it." I love that. Go do it. So good luck on the recovery, Kraken. Get that thing done. You got a year. You've made leaps and bounds in these last 6 months. Great to see. And I was his first interview since his stroke. So, but man, what an amazing story. Very inspirational dude. We've all seen that from him, and it just continues. So, BV Nova kicking it off, being inspired, being led by two great men. So thanks again so much for that, guys, for leading strong. If you are looking for an all-natural beard oil that will not only tame your beard and coarse hairs, but make your beard soft and smell amazing, check out Pulpo Beard Oils. Veteran-owned and made for today's beards, Pulpo Beard products combine the best beard ingredients on the market with incredible customer service to ensure your happiness. Whether you need beard wash, beard oil, beard balm, or some fun clothing, Pulpo is the place to go. Feel fresh, feel savage, feel confident. with Pulpo Beard Oils. Go to Pulpo Beard Oils, that's Pulpo, beardoils.com, and use the code The Heart of a Villain for a discount on your order. Okay, guys. So here's the thing. Absolutely, Gator. Totally agree with that. He's going to get it in. Screw everything. I'm not saying the expert said anything about him specifically, but great to see. So, one of the things I want to talk about is, just real quick here, that we have a lot of guys going through a lot of struggles right now. And especially at this time of the year, right? We have a lot of guys going through some things. Many of you who know me well, know that obviously, even by example tonight, I love talking about some inspirational quotes because, as our brother Skip once reminded us just not too long back, it's important to be inspired by acts more than it is to be inspired by people. Rather than be inspired by people, be inspired by their actions. But I also love when words come out to inspire us to pursue and push on. And there's a great quote by our lovable Coach Taylor from Friday Night Lights that I always think back to when you think about things like this. And his words were this: every man at some point is going to lose a battle. He's going to fight and he's going to lose. But what makes him a man is that in the midst of that battle, he does not lose himself. So, Kraken, keep it up, keep going. Everybody that's battling right now, everybody that's going through something right now, just keep going, keep pushing through, talk to the people that you need to talk to, and we'll get through this thing. So I want to move right into our calendar of events. We only have a couple things right now that we have sitting pretty right now, because some stuff has been canceled. But I implore you, please reach out to me. Let me know when you do have different events coming up so that I can get it on the calendar. I want to share it with everybody else. There's events that we can partake in. There's events that we can help donate to. And right now, since the calendar's kind of open, it'd be nice to be able to see these things coming up so we can plan out our non-COVID year coming up here, hopefully, with good thoughts. So first thing coming up here, as I already mentioned once, December 12th, Bearded Villains Tampa Bay. They have the Richard Lamb Toy Drive. Bring a new or unwrapped toy. You can donate also through the Tampa Bay PayPal site. Hit up the Bearded Villains Tampa Bay for further information how you can do that. But yeah, they're still taking donations through December 12th for their toy drive. And then just announced in the last day or two, the actual date, February 27th of 2021. I got you, Gator. February 27th, 2021, Bearded Villains Southern Indiana has their Polar Plunge. Polar Plunge. Just mark the date. All the details will be released after Christmas. They're giving everybody a time to reflect and spend some time with the family type of thing. Just mark the date so you know. Don't have to worry about donations or anything like that for setting up a donation site or a donation page for that right now. All that stuff's to come after Christmas. So focus on what's important. But mark that date, February 27th, 2021. Bearded Villains Southern Indiana has their Polar Plunge. Good stuff, guys. Good stuff. Finally, just want to remind you guys that if you have missed anything on any other podcast episodes, there are other 59 of them that are out there. You can reach that stuff out there at theheartofavillain.simplecast.com, theheartofavillain.simplecast.com. All the good stuff. Shirts, patches, pins. All the previous 59 episodes of the podcast are available to listen to there for sure. All right, guys. So, boy, tell you what, it's time. Guys, that's going to wrap up episode 60 of The Heart of a Villain. And we'll keep the music going here. As I said, that's going to wrap up episode 60 of The Heart of a Villain. Guys, I want to challenge you to be the villain that the world needs you to be, because, as our brother Jay says, the heart of a villain never stops beating. Finally, guys, I want to implore you, please remember these words. It's okay not to be okay. If you are hurting, please find a brother to talk to. Remember, as always, it's okay not to be okay. So for now, guys, have a great weekend. Enjoy the week ahead. Take care and stay safe.
One brotherhood, one ship, we grind hard for each other. Down for the cause, that's why I call you my brother. And when it's time to give back, we help another. Try to leave a change in the world to be discovered. From my chapter to yours, we're all one, no borders. Don't get it twisted like contortionists in close quarters. My crew has more heads than peeps cleaning up on borders. When Blah, Jelly, and I, we come together, transformers. So when we meet up, handshakes, brews, and salutes. Every brother is different, fingerprints and